liked it. The body horror part of it, I can't watch that.
Oh, well, yeah. No, I mean, that's
scene.
valid.
Yeah, it's
Why is
it
it
was
called
filmed.
Butterfly Kisses?
Yeah, that's what I
Do
want to
you
know.
want to explain why it's called Butterfly Kisses, JD?
Because like,
And does it have anything to do with that terrible
right,
song?
it doesn't have anything to do with the Delilah song, right?
No, it does not. It does not.
Does it have anything to do with the
Fucking
fact that
Delilah,
butterflies
man.
will land on bleeding bison to drink their blood to get salt and hydration?
Yeah, that was going to be my next question because
What?
butterflies
What's it
will drink.
called?
Yeah,
Butterflies will
butterflies
drink
are
blood.
vampires?
Butterflies will. Yeah, butterflies drink blood and tears.
They love. They love a salty liquid.
Mhm.
I said that. Those are words that came out
Sure
of my
did.
I
mouth.
love a salty liquid.
You
Oh,
sure
man.
did. You said that with your whole mouth.
Mhm.
Look, I sent JD like a message this morning as I'm walking out the door, going, "I'm a little feral today." Like,
I see
So-
that.
So Butterfly Kisses is about, oh God, it's a movie within a movie format about a guy who wants to be an upcoming like film director, finds these like old recordings in his mother-in-law's basement of a film project from like 10 years ago about some film students who were filming a movie about a local urban legend. What the fuck was his name?
The Blink Man.
The Blink Man, where if you stand,
Oh.
yeah, hate that already, where if you stand at the end of a train tunnel at midnight and look for 1 minute without blinking, he'll appear. But if you do it, every time you blink, he gets closer. And supposedly when he finally gets to you, he'll kill you. And the last thing you'll feel is his like long eyelashes on your face, hence
Giving
Butterfly
you
kisses.
butterfly kisses.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so the students are like, hey, we can't seem to find anyone who can keep their eyes open for 1 minute without blinking. So what if we try to use our camera to catch him?
No.
It
Like,
was-
isn't the camera like an eye? And then,
So-
of course, the camera has to be
Turned off.
recharged and turned off. And each time,
The camera
He
comes
gets
back on.
closer.
He's getting closer
Yeah.
to the camera.
Interesting.
Oh gosh, what
It
is
was
the
It was on Amazon Prime when we watched it. So.
JD?
Well,
Maybe you will know this, or maybe one
probably.
of you others will know this. This is esoteric knowledge. There is a word for it. Is specifically called the horror of the familiar. It is a thing where if you stare at your own face in the mirror for long enough without moving or blinking, you will begin to see your face distorting and changing
Yeah.
or
What the fuck?
wavering.
Oh, that's an actual thing. Hold
It's
on.
an actual
What?
thing.
It's an
This is the
actual
thing.
Yeah,
thing.
no, I
It-
read about it.
It's called something like the horror of the familiar, or,
Yeah,
or something like that.
I had to read an article
Um,
about it in college.
JD,
I
is
have
this
to
why
Google it.
yours?
Yeah, so basically you can try it if you look in the mirror for long enough. Some people
Oh.
will describe seeing visual distortions because our eyes are wired upside down and backwards.
Mhm.
But eventually the more and more you look at your face, the more you will see, the more and more processing errors your brain will
Hmm.
eventually throw up. And after a while, you can end up with psychological disturbances like no
Wow.
longer
Mhm.
recognizing your own reflection or
That's-
feeling like something malevolent is staring out
So-
of the mirror back
Ooh.
at you.
I did a
DIY
psych minor
psychosis.
In a
Yeah.
dimly lit, has to be
Yeah.
in a dimly lit room with a light behind you.
This sounds like a horror movie. Like,
So literally, someone used it as a torture technique. That's why I did a abnormal
dope.
psych. Was psych minor in college, and I took an abnormal psych class. And someone used it as a torture technique for prisoners of war.
of
They
course.
taped their eyeballs open. Hi guys, trigger warning. They taped their eyes open, made them stare at the mirror. Psychotic. Like they had a full break.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the article because I read this.
How much though was like their eyes drying out though? Because I feel like
Had to.
that's
Yeah.
also kind of a thing. I don't know. Enhanced interrogation techniques are not great, is what I'm saying. Ask
Yeah.
me about that time I got waterboarded.
I don't.
I found the article.
Excellent,
Was
perfect. You just
LARPing
link it.
involved?
Link it
I
in the
don't have
Discord.
access to it,
Ah,
Of course.
Of course.
but it's an Italian guy. I knew I had read this.
Cass, I just appreciate that a few minutes ago, the way you almost phrased that sentence was, it's an the reason I know about this is because it's an interrogation technique. And then you stopped yourself and said, because I read this in an abnormal psychology class.
Look, I felt I had to immediately give context of why I knew about interrogation techniques.
No, that's
and
very
that was
important.
appreciated. That was
Yes.
very much appreciated.
You're among friends.
Because-
It's fine.
Look, I know there's a lot of bad in my brain that just
Oh,
lives
yeah.
there.
Hey, let the person who has not researched enhanced interrogation techniques for various reasons cast the
Right?
first stone.
Right?
Or, you
And it
know,
wasn't just because I
bind someone else's hands
hyperfixated.
in duct tape and put them in a locked room.
Della, we gotta talk.
Just saying.
Cass, I don't think I can ever let you and Della be in the same place at the same time, so I hope everyone is
You keep
not
saying that
converging
about
at
me and
PAX.
Julia too. Like I
do.
don't know.
That's a lot of chaos.
So hey, end of the year, PAX Unplugged.
Hell
Just
yeah.
saying.
Look,
PAX
I'm already
Unplugged is
looking
in
at tickets. Okay.
That's where I live. It's like right there. So
Yeah. There's so many people I know going. I'm like, I can make it to PAX Unplugged.
I'm just saying.
you should go. You should come to PAX Unplugged. It's fun.
Yeah.
Are we doing
We're
stuff
live.
today? Because really, I'm just in like, let's chill, let's vibe, let's hang. But we do have a
Like,
story to tell. I'm so
we're
sorry.
going on a
Oh,
field
yeah.
trip.
Yeah, we're going on
To
a
the
field trip through
hospital.
Cass's brain.
Yeah.
We can go on multiple
Actually?
field trips.
Mm.
Cass, I like how you just left that. Where you're right, we are going on a field trip through your brain in more ways than one.
What
But
does that
yes,
mean?
let's dive in. Honestly, this isn't as delayed as we usually are.
It's true.
It's true.
Usually
It's
it's
true.
like 20 more minutes by the time we get started, but
Well,
not tonight.
Typically, I'm not chained. I'm chained to the desk,
That's true.
speaking to a bunch of bottoms.
But you're free.
You are free.
I am, thankfully.
Someone else will have to tell them how to push a button.
Yeah, and yeah, technically we'd be closed by now, so that's fine. They can try again tomorrow.
And so, anyways, if you have made it this far into tonight's conversations, we are live from the apocalypse. We are a not-for-profit TTRPG studio that raises money for aid organizations and good causes. Currently, we are fundraising for Doctors Without Borders to support the very needed work that they are doing in Palestine currently and in other places where atrocities are being committed. At any point during the stream, you can either click on the button where the subscribe button would usually be. Instead, it says donate. And you can donate whatever you would have given us through bits, subscriptions, anything like that. Just put it directly to Doctors Without Borders. That way the money goes straight to them. We cannot we cannot completely remove the subscribe button. You can find it, you can use it. We ask that you only do if, say, you have an Amazon Prime sub to throw our way, because we can then use that money whenever Twitch deigns that we are paid out to also support both upkeep of the channel and going to Doctors Without Borders or whichever cause we are fundraising for at that point. There are consequences if you do this. The consequences if you donate are good ones. The McElroy brothers will yell specifically at me, and the cast may scream into the mics as well. If you choose to subscribe, please be warned, beloved Dimension 20 Dungeon Master Brennan Lee Mulligan will kill one dog for every month you've been subscribed. I believe Will helped kill 40 dogs during our last stream because he's a monster, so don't contribute to that. Instead, click the donate button, or if you are on mobile, type !donate into the chat at any time to get the link. I think that's all the housekeeping. We do have different reactions. We do also have the option for you to make a good thing happen or make a bad thing happen. Those are hidden at the bottom. But if at any point you choose to use your channel points to do that, I'm going to have to run with it. And if it's a good thing, something good will happen. If it's a bad thing, something bad will happen. Yes, they can stack. So know that. Don't give me that look, Steph. It's fine.
sounds.
That sounded like a threat because it was a threat.
Yeah, Justin,
had
fucking
fun.
grip it and rip it, baby. Slop that down, dude. Shit, yeah, dude. Crack one for
Thank
the
you,
big boy.
Cass. I like how the amounts are getting more and more interesting as we try to keep certain numbers in play. We'd love to see it. And so I think without further ado, I am going to let everyone know what stream we are running and content warnings for what is about to happen. So this is Redacted. Redacted is a psychological horror game. Some of the themes and content that it deals with include medical abuse and neglect, manipulation and gaslighting, cults and cult activity and behavior, burning, fire, being burned, scarring from burning, things like that, ritualistic murder, body horror, and gore. I think those are the main ones. Did I miss any? Yeah, none that are coming to my mind. If there are any, drowning is another one that can occasionally come up. If there are others that arise during the course of the stream, I will do my best to telegraph that before they are approaching to give you a chance to nope out if you need to. And if this stream is just not to your taste because of the content it deals with, no worries. We understand that. We support you taking care of yourself. We have plenty of streams that do not delve into these topics. So please, if you need to, feel free to step away at any point. And with that, I'm going to have the cast introduce themselves, who they are playing, and what archetypes are currently in play for them. Starting, of course, with Steph.
Hi, I'm Steph. Tonight I am playing Kai Caldwell. He is the Martyr Playbook. We may also have appearances by Ivy Finley of the Hero Playbook and Rebecca Dalton of the Villain Playbook.
I'm sure it will be fine, and all of them are so lovely. Do you have something to say about one
You've
of the
been
ghosts in your...
deservedly mean to Rebecca lately, but also I feel bad shading her because some of the things were harsh. But
We did have a come to Jesus talk, quite literally.
she really needed one. So
I would just also like to point out that you've been mean to Rebecca.
I have. Yeah, Kai has been quite mean to her.
Okay.
I'm acknowledging Kai does not like her. He hates her.
I mean, as well he should. Truly.
Yeah, that is a wet rat he does not want to deal with.
And next, I'm going to toss it over to you, Q. Which ghosts are in play? And of course, who are you?
Okay.
Amazing.
Hi, I'm Q. Just a guy hanging out on the internet. Tonight I'm playing Weston, who is the Villain Playbook. There's also Raven in here, the trickster. And then there's Russell, who's just the littlest guy, and also the child. Only 3 out of 4 ghosts, though we're fairly certain there's one more lingering somewhere in there.
Just one?
Maybe. Who knows?
All right, Della, one who I think has caught them all in terms of ghosts.
Lucky me. Hi, I am Della. Tonight I am playing Rachel Blauhair, who uses the Parent Playbook. I'll also be playing Siobhan O'Brien, who uses the Martyr Playbook. I will also be playing Finley, who uses the Dragon Playbook. And then there's this guy who we don't talk about. They're not letting me out.
Nope.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And last but not least, our mysterious question mark number of ghosts.
Well, at least 2 ghosts now. So
At least 2.
yeah, at least 2. Hi guys, I'm Cass, better known as Yoda or Yoda Almighty. I'm playing Mara Voss, Dr. Mara Voss, who's totally normal, totally fine, nice person. It's got their good buddy Gwyd in their head, Gwydion. Abel, who's the trickster playbook, Mara's the scientist playbook. And then you guys met Anna last time, Anna Weissager, who is the, do I need to say this playbook? I don't want to say the playbook for that one. And there was mention of Gwyd having issues with somebody else in my head that he was dealing with. And Mara hasn't had silence in their head in a really long time. So, like, maybe hit a guy with a car out of panic.
That might have happened.
It happened. I mean,
we had a real normal one last time. I mean, honestly. And so, I suppose I will have to also do this because I get glared at when I don't. Hi, I'm JD. I run this game and I play everyone else, and we'll see who that includes tonight because we have a very full cast and they rarely do need too many supporting characters. They have so many in their own heads. But maybe that'll change tonight. We know you have at least one person with you. You hit him with your car. Cass, you do not look remorseful.
All right. So where are we taking this man?
So before we dive in,
Oh.
we're gonna take a step
Motherfucker.
back before
Okay.
we dive in.
I'm stressed.
There are some things happening in other parts of the island that
These people need to go to bed.
yeah, as a reminder, just just if we're doing a time check, as a reminder, it has barely been 24 hours.
You're just over the 24-hour mark, yeah.
You got a couple of hours of sleep before the fire alarms went off and the hotel started burning. So like, it's probably we're almost at 30 by this point. You look like you're in pain.
No, it's literally fine. It's literally fine.
You have
rests.
You have not known a moment of peace in quite a while.
No.
Truly have not.
But at the least, maybe not the least, you are not on the other side of the island, where for the second night in a row, the night is lit up with red and blue lights as first responders show up at the Slatethorn Hotel as it burns. And it is very clear that the majority of the building is not going to be saved. The firefighters who are going in there are doing what they can to clear it, to get people out, though how many people are staying there is debatable. I mean, you all are no longer in there, but it was fairly quiet. In fact, you didn't even realize that Dr. Maravas had a room there until, well, a few hours ago. We see the flames overtaking the building. We hear the pop and crackle as wood snaps and shatters and falls. And we see the moment that the structure is not going to hold, where the second floor buckles. And there is no reason to go back in because nothing and no one in there could be saved, nor would it be safe for anyone to attempt to do so. We see Detective Winters standing by his unmarked car, watching as this unfolds. There's no one to take statements from. There's no people there. All the information he can get comes directly from the firefighters who went into the building. And their focus was not on assessing what caused this, but saving anyone who was still inside. And we see the moment another unmarked car pulls up. And a figure that we've only seen in dreams steps out as Agent Hart approaches Detective Winters and says, "We'll take it from here." Detective Winters does not seem surprised to see him, nor does he question jurisdiction in any way, shape, or form. In fact, all he says is, "Good. Seems to be a mess you all should be cleaning up." And that's the moment that a figure steps through the wreckage of the hotel. For a moment, well, more than a moment, the image is horrifying. He is wreathed in flame. But even as the firefighters move towards him, that starts to settle, starts to smolder, until the figure standing there looks more like he's made of hot coals than burned skin. There's a moment looking into his eyes where you might think they've gone completely white. But that's only until you see the world around him reflected back. His eyes looking more like shards of mirror. As Ty steps out of the building, there are screams of panic, mostly from the other first responders, still not from Detective Winters, who just stares at this spectacle in front of him and looks at Agent Hart and says, "Oh no, this is definitely your mess to clean up." But Agent Hart doesn't have a chance to respond because another police car pulls up. And Officer Dalton steps out. looking panicked. It says, Detective Winters, you need to come with me right now. Despite his willingness to let this go a moment ago, Detective Winters kind of sighs, shakes his head. You haven't noticed there's something to deal with here, too. And Officer Dalton, who doesn't even seem to have noticed the horrifying figure of Ty, says, with all due respect, sir, there's been another murder. And Detective Winters freezes. Slowly shakes his head. What the fuck do you mean there's been another murder? No one's gone missing. It always takes 3 days. And that is where we're going to move to the other side of the island, where your group has been reunited, where Weston, Mara, and Rachel were going to find Kai and help save him from where he had ended up as he tried to escape the burning hotel and did not end up there, but instead back in the old burned down tuberculosis ward. Kai, for his part, ran into a friend, ? In the tunnels.
You're referring to
Before,
Evans? Yeah, sure.
yeah. Well, you did. You ran into 2 friends,
Fuck
actually.
you.
So you ran into 2 friends. You made 2 friends, one in the stairwell, one in the tunnels. And meanwhile, there might have been a little attempted vehicular manslaughter that accidentally occurred as Mara hit the town mayor, Marcus. And where we left you, Rachel was doing as much triage as she could. Weston was driving. Mara was in the passenger seat. And it was a question of who exactly was in control in that moment. And Kai was running out to meet them.
And this is a flatbed truck?
It's
No.
an SUV.
Oh, okay. Cool. So I'm not aware of what's going on until I am running up on the door.
Yeah.
Hopefully the doors are unlocked, right?
It will be when you get close enough.
Guy is booking it. He's not sticking around near these fucking tunnels. It's just like,
Yeah.
open up, please.
Yeah, no, like when your hand goes, it's already unlocked.
Thank you. What the fuck? Okay. Okay.
We're gonna take him somewhere. Kai, can you hit me?
Like a slap or a punch?
I just need you to hit me.
Angle of the car. He punches her in the shoulder. Punches them in the shoulder.
In the face.
Punches him in the face. You're welcome.
I'm pretty sure any physical danger is enough to get Gwyd back.
I'm gonna say, roll me a roll with Shadow.
Shadow. Who's Shadow?
Whoever's is the worst.
Hold on, I gotta scroll. Because I don't think any of them are particularly good. That's a 2. It's fitting that the one Gwyd is fighting with has the word shadow at a 0.
And what was, let us know that roll.
I'll take a 7.
Okay.
Okay.
That could be worse. That could be worse.
I hate you.
What I'm gonna say is Quid can take control for now, and I'll tell you when that changes.
You know, it fits. Kai, you punch Mara and head snaps. Oh, fuck. Good arm.
Yeah.
What's happening? What's
We need to go to the fucking hospital.
wait, who's hurt?
The mayor.
Oh, we're not going to the hospital. I got a
Excuse the
place.
fuck out of you. We can't
I
let him
gotta-
die.
We're not going to let him die. I've got a place.
I mean, we could. We could.
No.
We're not letting
No.
him die with our fingerprints and Mara's
All
tire
over his
tracks all over the
body,
scene.
yeah.
I didn't touch him, but I get
where's
it.
Mile that way. Go, please. Thank you.
Sure. And we'll drive that way.
Okay.
Rachel, you need me to hold anything? You need me to hand you anything? You seem to be on point for Marcus.
Mara ran into him while he was running, but he was already fucked up when we found him.
Great. How did we get out here? I don't want to.
You think you were looking for me?
Well, yes, because the hotel was on fire and someone got separated.
Oh,
I got fucking teleported to the fucking TB ward, and I'm not dying in the fucking TB ward.
that happens.
Getting teleported to
Teleportation?
the TV ward?
Finding yourself in places you don't expect.
Gotcha.
Rachel.
Why?
How's my dude looking?
You know.
Your back's here.
Roll the
JD?
die.
You roll a
the
die?
die.
JD! I can't be a murderer again.
I mean, you can.
Highs or lows?
No.
Oh, fuck you,
Lows.
man. Trauma with that.
He's not looking great.
Sick. Oh, who's driving?
Weston.
Weston, hi.
Weston, just get us somewhere.
Okay.
I've got a place. The right at that tree.
Okay.
There's a shack.
Sure.
I'm
Following the directions.
Rachel's gonna look at Marcus, is gonna kind of like do a little thing, try to keep him awake, and be like, "Hey, are you gonna die on me?"
And Marcus has very much been going in and out this entire time, which isn't surprising given the injuries sustained and the blood loss. And I think that's why it's particularly jarring when his eyes lock onto yours. And very clearly, he says, "Not tonight."
That's what I thought. Not dying on me tonight, right? Because if you die now before we fix anything, your dumbass is gonna have to keep coming back, right?
Also, Evans would be really upset. He says
I don't
hi.
know who Evans is.
He's his hermit friend he was taking us to see earlier. I
Oh, that
bumped into him.
Evans.
I
All
know.
right.
Evans.
He's an
All
old
right.
friend of Marcus.
Let's
Talking about-
not name names. right now. All right, buddy. You're losing an awful lot of blood, so I'm going to do you have, to the best of your knowledge, any communicable blood-borne illnesses?
No, not to my knowledge.
Fantastic. Now, I'm a universal donor, so we're gonna do a little bit of Mad Max shit here. Sound good?
Rachel, can we do that when we're not moving through the woods?
Can you not start an IV in a moving vehicle?
I mean, I can, but
So why couldn't I?
then it makes it getting out of the moving vehicle later harder.
You'll be fine.
Look, that's a
don't know if
later
she ha-
problem.
I don't know if Mara has enough tubing for that. Okay.
I've
You
got my
think-
own tubing.
Right.
Oh, I got your bag, by the
We're back
way.
here.
Oh, good.
Right.
That's where my tubing is. Thank
Oh,
you.
perfect. Here, sorry. I was, yeah.
Between the full like paramedic kit in Mara's truck and Rachel's bag, we can solve any problem on this island.
It's true.
Basically, we have between the two of us actually become a Mary Poppins like handbag.
Yes.
We can pull anything out of here. There's a parrot-headed umbrella in there. It's great.
Oh.
Incredible.
So I'm gonna pull my parrot-headed IV kit, and I'm gonna hook me up to him. Just be like, yo, this is gonna suck for both of us. So
I mean, you've given the guy like morphine, so I feel like at this point it's gonna suck for you more than it is for him.
it's just an IV.
Rachel, there should be cookies back there somewhere.
Ooh, cookies.
You say that as though Rachel doesn't have all of the snacks in her parent bag.
Yeah, other people's snacks always taste better though.
Oh,
Correct.
100%.
Yup.
Correct.
So she's absolutely going
Actual facts.
for Mara and or Gwyd's cookies.
Yeah.
Incredible. And so, yes, you are keeping the mayor alive for tonight. Cass, what do they
Yeah.
see as they approach this shack?
It looks a little run down. It looks like it might have been at one point an outbuilding to the hospital, like a groundskeeper's shack that's had some like additions put on it over the years that are also really ramshackle. And as soon as Weston stops the car, Gwyd takes the keys, hops out, runs up to the door, and unlocks several locks, including a combination one, because like you see like the high school locker, like, fuck, missed it, like and then another one, and then deadbolts, and like there's multiple locks on this, and then throws the door. It opens out, so like throws the door open wide, and an automatic light comes on. Leading into a short hallway, and then a steel door into one of the additions. And if we're carrying our beloved mayor in with Rachel dangling arm up to keep pressure, they're going the right way. You guys walk in and you see what is very obviously a Charlie Day red string board room.
And
Except
before
a
we
lot more
describe
organized.
that, Cass, before we describe that,
Oh yeah, okay.
I would just like to know, going around in whatever order I'm going to choose, Weston, what is going through your head right now? Because you woke up from an unsettling dream. You made it into the hallway to get out of a burning building that you had woken up to find yourself in, you heard a voice you did not want to hear. Well, Raven did not want to hear. You were finally burned, and that allowed you to escape. And now you've been in a car that has hit the mayor and are at this strange conspiracy theory looking shack in the middle of the woods with someone who you've known for like 5 hours.
Yeah, this tracks. I think he's at the level we're like one more thing away from total just detachment, right? Just like whoop, wipe the whole slate and we're just done. I think a part of him is still trying to sort of, much like the, Charlie Day board in front of him, he's putting the pieces together, or trying to, and trying to find the blank spots in what he knows and understands, both with like the things overall, and also because it's one of the big blank spots. There's a decade. There's an event that we're missing still, and we don't have anyone from that. We haven't met anyone from that, at least not that I'm aware of. So I think he's just sort of autopiloting while his brain is doing computations in the background. I think Raven has been very quiet. But I do think, especially after having Gwyd come back again, and after we have had several times of sleeping, Russell is starting to like peak. To be like, I know that voice. I know that person, but they're too shy to come out right now.
I have one last important question to ask, and that is, how is Weston feeling towards both Raven and towards Russell?
For Russell, protective. I think for sure, while he is a monster, that doesn't extend towards the kid. As far as Raven is concerned, he doesn't trust him as far as he could throw him. And as far as he's concerned, he's already sort of fumbled the ball as far as getting on Gwydmar's good side. I, saw what he was trying to do, trying to get Siobhan to sort of get the veil lifted, but he might have jumped the gun a little bit.
Gwydmar is absolutely amazing, and I love that.
You're welcome.
All right.
Yeah, so that's how he's feeling.
That is all good to know, especially as we take our steps into this space. I am going to be asking the others of you this same question. And so, Kai, you are currently in control of the body. You
body?
question
Yes.
mark? You question mark woke up from a very distressing dream where Rebecca had some harsh truths dropped on her. And you too woke up in a burning building that you then went to leave, and Instead of finding yourself in the hallway as you expected, you found yourself in a different hallway with a horrifying shadow version of you stalking you down the stairs. And then all of the events that we described transpired following that. And so, what is going through Kai's head as he's reconnected with this strange group of people he has just met in the past 30 hours, some of them less than that, and is trying to process what's just happened?
I feel like there was so much thoughts initially going on initially getting in that van. It was just like white noise because it was like, what the fuck is this shit? But as he's helping get Marcus into this space, kind of works like theater. He works in costuming. He also does backstage stuff. So he is fairly used to running around at last minute trying to fix something. This is a bit more than what he's used to, but he's trying to like process everything Evans had told him about that doppel shadow thing not being his biggest threat, and that they need to save Marcus, and how he very much doesn't want to end up like a hermit in the tunnel like Evans. And just thinking of how the fuck do you fix all that's broken when you didn't live through all that broke? And just thinking on how do I find that information, and then thinking on this group. There's varying levels of trust, but he feels like he's more at the advantage of working with the group because Weston seems very skilled at negotiating and navigating situations with other people, with authority, with uncomfortable things. Rachel definitely has her skills with survival and getting shit done. He doesn't know what to think of Guidmara, because she just showed up out of nowhere and dropped a bunch of stuff. And then, of course, the warning from Evans, don't trust Mara and their ghosts, is just kind of the alarm bell in the back of his head. So he is very much on the just don't let Marcus die and see what you see in this building. And oh, hey, that weird ass fucking board looks like a good place to peek at. So he's just trying to collect himself and figure out what to focus on first, because there is so much going on. How much do I remember exactly from Rebecca's dream? Do I remember that claw coming through the confessional?
Give me a shadow roll.
That's an 8?
What moments from the dream would Rebecca allow to bleed through to Kai?
That's rough. That was bad for her. I think she lets bleed through what she said to Isaiah. I thought I was a savior, but what if I was a thief? And how I made myself into a monster. And I don't think she wants to let through the things Isaiah said, but it was it was a lot. So while I don't think she lets it all through, I do think he does pick up the that you weren't enough. But I think she does let the claws come through because what the fuck was that? She doesn't know what that is. That freaked her out. Help.
I'm taking some mental notes here as I move to
Okay.
Rachel, who had a different sort of dream, a dream that could have been really upsetting, but actually was a bit of an awakening for
Well,
Siobhan.
still, I want to be very clear. I want to be very clear. It was still upsetting. I would like to be very clear because, well, you see, she she was very pretty, and then she died beneath me. So, you know.
But the important thing is you learned something important about yourself.
Is that the important thing? Is that the important thing? Because I feel like I learned what it's like to have someone's whole rib cage cave in beneath you. I feel like what I learned was what it's like to watch another human being reduced to gross matter. I feel like I learned Snowden's motherfucking secret. And I, Siobhan, do not have context for that because that book came out about 80 years after I died.
So, Rachel, how are you holding up in the midst of all of this?
I mean, that dream wasn't much new to me.
How are you feeling towards Gwydmara?
I don't know them yet. I don't trust them at all. The fact that I feel a certain kinship towards them makes me profoundly suspicious. And their other passenger freaked out Siobhan, which that's just not cool. That's just not cool. Freaking out Siobhan, like, it's not like it's hard.
But it's like going after a golden retriever.
Right. You know, it's mean.
I'm gonna let Cass weigh in here, but I would imagine Rachel is very observant, and I would imagine as she is seeing some of the security measures that have been put into place here, there would be some familiarity with that too.
Yeah. Not a lot's changed in 60 years.
Mhm.
Company likes to keep things going the way they like them.
Mm.
These just full facial change tell it like, oh,
I think that Rachel sees that, and I think while eating their cookie, while eating her cookie, she's kind of looking around at the security measures, and I think Mara would probably see, or Gwyd would probably see that recognition, that same look on their face, like, this is good security for a civilian. Cool. Like, does not say that, but you can, the thought process is not as hidden as Rachel's thought processes often are. And I think she would like make eye contact, give a little shrug, and then sort of settle back into that like, I'm just a friendly old Appalachian auntie. I don't know what you're talking about.
And I think Gwyd would just point at a stack of files, which very obviously say classified on them,
Mhm.
and are about 60 years old. So
Doesn't look like anything to me.
yeah, so Gwyd would clear a table to get Marcus up on it, go rummaging around for more medical supplies, stuff to set any broken bones we can set, etc. Full suture kit, all that.
Yep. Do you have blood? Can I unhook myself? Do you have blood or do you have saline even?
Saline, yes. Second. And goes over to a fridge next to one of the boards, and there's, pictures tacked up on the top with like notes underneath, and then a gap, and then another picture.
Rachel's going to unhook herself after a while, sort of bind herself off, and once he's kind of stitched up in there, putting saline into him instead.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
oh,
Was that me or was that everybody
no,
else?
stream
No.
is down too.
Oh,
I think
I
their
was.
internet went out. Oh, there they go.
there we go. Oh, I'm
Hold
really
on.
glad my face froze like that. That's cool.
Right.
That's cool.
It appears stream might be back. Hold on.
Maybe?
Yep, it's
No.
back.
Oh,
Okay.
there it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one of the children stepped on the router?
Mm. Okie dokie.
Yeah.
So now what?
Now I've got mattresses, air mattresses in the corner. We kip up and see who takes shifts watching Marcus, I guess. Oh, hello. Welcome to my humble conspiracy room. It's everything I've been able to get on without other parties noticing.
How long were you on this island again?
Which time?
Current body time.
What did we say, JD? Like a year? How long has it been? I forgot. Hold on.
I want to say it's been less than a year that you've specifically been on the island,
Yeah.
but longer than that you've been aware of the island and
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah, so Mara found out about the island a while ago, but we've been here about 8 months, almost a year, something like that. I don't know. Boring here.
You built this place fast.
No. I left myself clues, apparently, and found that I'd built this place a couple of times. And points to the board next to the fridge where there's pictures hanging up and notes underneath.
Neat. Can I look at these?
Yeah, I'll post the pictures in chat.
Actual
Ooh.
photos?
I think Rachel is pointing at the box of classified documents.
Oh, yeah.
I'm interested just in which company.
Same
I
one.
Am I looking at my agency? Am I looking at MI6? What am I looking at?
Your agency
Sick.
from the 60s. Nothing newer than that.
You saw all the fun shit. We were.
I think Anna literally saw it. Like took a bunch of things, saw from far away. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. She was sane when she got there, didn't leave that way.
Obviously.
Wait, what do you mean, obviously?
She's a little firebug you got, right?
Oh, she got out.
Yeah, because the hotel was on fire, and that seems to be her thing.
Oh, I was dealing with that one, and Gwyd taps the picture of the older gentleman.
And Steph,
Yeah? Why you say that like that?
you feel Rebecca freeze inside of you. And you can let me know how Rebecca feels when she recognizes her father.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
There it is.
Oh, the daddy issues coming back around to me!
Mm.
Just very much. Kai feels like he got dunked in that river again. Feeling that from Rebecca. Just absolute cold dropping and surrounding her. And just feeling her somewhere in his mind just shrink down as small as possible, like crouched. And Kai just kind of goes, that's the start.
Sorry, what?
Who's the old ass dude?
Abraham Dalton.
Oh. Why is he on your board? Sorry, what?
Would Siobhan know this person as well?
Makes sense.
I think so. I don't imagine you had a lot of interactions with him.
But it would just be a familiar. It would be a face that's like, oh, I know. I've seen that face before. Okay, just
yeah, like this was someone on the island when I was on the island.
okay. Mm-hmm. But there were like 200 other people on the island, so cool.
So that's your other ghost.
Yeah. I don't like him.
Nah, he seems like he's got to stick up his ass. What was his deal?
Didn't really feel like asking.
Well, what did you turn up on him? I'm sure you were digging up dirt, right?
Just he was involved with the church during the killings. Not too much after that.
Okay. And that's Anna?
Yeah.
That's about what I pictured when she was talking.
Yeah.
You're muted,
You are
Q.
muted.
She does look like how she sounds.
Yeah, exactly.
That was from Raven.
Anyway.
Okay. All right. So
Sorry, no pictures of this pretty face.
I'm sure we'll survive.
I liked my face.
Well, you can always draw it and add it on the board, I guess.
Can't draw for shit.
No, that was Russell.
Russell could probably draw me.
Okay. So,
So was this you? You're Gwyd, right? You're Gwydion.
Yeah. Good.
Was this you? Pointing at the
Yeah.
boxes, the files.
Oh, I don't remember. I found when Mara and I got to the island, there were little things left places that made sense to me, but not to them. And so we just kind of put it together. And when I realized it was a secret, shut Mara out. So only I know where this is. And now you. And I will fucking kill all three of you and deal with the cycle restarting if, anyone finds this place.
Tracks. Oh wow, Finley did not like that.
Not like what?
Someone threatening to kill him.
Oh, of course he would.
Which you'd think he'd be more used to that. Gotta be honest. What are the files?
Finley's not gonna hurt me.
I don't reckon. What's in the box? Like
Oh,
what's no, that's not. He's not. They're not coming out. What are the files in the box on, JD? What do they talk about? And how heavily redacted are they?
hey, title.
And so I think we're gonna just kind of spend a moment spotlighting each of you as you're doing this. So as you settle in with the files, Rachel, I'm curious what Weston and Kai are doing.
okay, I'm not muted. Weston has been staring at the conspiracy wall. If I'm understanding this correctly, this has like a bunch of information like throughout the years.
100 years.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so hey JD,
What's up, Q?
I feel like this is like catnip for another certain ghost.
Yeah. Full set.
Like,
Full set.
Fucking did it! I did it!
it just feels very right. Okay.
It's really funny that you say that, Q, because
Mhm.
I've had Christian Winter's sheet pulled up this entire time for this exact reason and waiting for this moment. So absolutely, it is being sent your way right now.
Fantastic. Does Gwyd have any like pencils or pens in here? Perfect.
Got those G2 pilots, man.
Heck yeah. All right. So there's just, you can see Weston looking at the wall. And at some point he grabbed a pen. And there's just a shift in posture. There's a shift in a way that he holds himself. Like he's got an arm under the other, and the pen goes to his mouth. And he's just kind of chewing on it as he looks. And I think like Christian is in the tank, as it were. He is looking at all of these details and is trying to solve the mystery, especially because there's one that he thought he solved that he didn't.
I love that. And we are going to leave Christian right there for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Hand over to Kai. What are you doing, Kai?
Kai's kind of like standing by Marcus and trying to keep an eye on his condition to make sure it doesn't go down, because if it does, he wants to flag someone who knows how to fix it because he don't. So he's just kind of taken watch at this point, but he is also scanning that conspiracy board, trying to like pick out any other names, any other photos of people or locations that will feel familiar to him. Or one of his ghosts.
And I'm going to say I'm going to have each of you be doing a roll in just a few moments, but I think for you, Kai, what is tricky here is every time you go to look at that board, you find yourself struggling because your eyes both want to go towards Abraham and want to avoid him at all possible costs. And so you are looking, but like you're very much getting it in pieces, especially when combined with trying to keep an eye on Marcus and his condition.
Okay, I get it. Just look at the furthest part of it away from him. I won't look at him. Can I just look at the furthest part?
And last but not least, as the others are looking at this wall, at the files you have, Gwyd, what are you doing?
Probably hasn't been here in a couple weeks, so just pulls the box out of the car that Weston grabbed and is just making sure that that particular box has, filling in gaps in places where data readings and new notes they were able to steal go, and checking on Marcus. I think reaches out at one point to like pat Kai on the shoulder and then decides that's not a good idea. And then just like goes at one point seeing like Rachel like flipping through a file and goes, no, you want this one, and pulls one from the middle of the stack and it's like, this is some shit. And is generally busying himself trying to keep Mara out of this room.
And I'm going to actually throw this question to you, Cass, especially because you'd said, Gwyd would have had maybe some influence on which files he was directing Rachel to.
Mm-hmm.
Which files would those be? And acknowledging that Rachel's agency does not have as much information as yours does. What sort of things do you imagine would be within those files from Anna's time?
I think they're everything Anna stole about the bearer before she left from her remote viewing sessions when she first found them. There was a crack a few weeks ago about the men who stare at ghosts. I laughed because Anna was one of those people.
Rachel told them to send a weirdo. She didn't know they'd already sent a weirdo.
Hey!
The weirdo was already in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's literally like, redacted files on the bearer. And then like you flip halfway through the file and it's like Anna's like detailed, like frantic, like half legible notes of what she saw as she was seeing the bearer from a distance.
Is Thurston on the board?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Is he wearing that atrocious white outfit?
Ugh.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, as much as you can tell in a black and white picture.
There's
But
yeah,
yeah.
like,
it's very
there's
white.
a board of like Mara's ghost, and then there's the y'all board, which is like
Y'all
different
board.
pictures. Y'all board. Different pictures that Mara and Gwyd have been able to find of you guys and others on the island.
Yeah, he do look like a bitch. Okay.
So, where's all this going? What?
I don't know. Truly, I know I was here before. I remember my own life. The little bits I've been able to get out of Abe and Anna, I know I was here because I left myself fucking clues.
Because you knew you were gonna come back.
Apparently, I figured it out that I was coming back. I obviously came back at least once, put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, they're coming back because shit isn't. It's very cliche. Shit's not finished. Like shit broke so bad that they keep coming back until it's fixed.
When did they break? Was it the hospital? Was it me convincing Finley to burn the place down? What? Oh,
I mean,
hi.
it seems like the hospital was the starting point, so you were the okay. Love
Bad idea. I mean, I thought he might
the
do. It
whole
was fine.
place.
It was
Not just the dude.
A couple things really quick. If you don't mind.
Who are you?
One,
new.
we'll get to that in a second. Young sir, I would appreciate you to use proper language in front of the ladies. And secondly, why does it feel like you're missing parts?
Because we're missing parts. There's a big, like, 40-year gap, 50 years.
Right. Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
No, yeah. Believe me, I noticed.
Oh, right. Question from earlier. Christian Winters.
Oh, hi, Christian. Gwyd and Abel. Also Mara Voss.
Okay. Not familiar. Well, no. The Gwitchin, I remember. I remembered quite a few of the names from the TB. Are you that?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Interesting.
Who else do you know? Hold on. That board. That's me. Who?
Oh, yeah. Listen. When I was a kid, I got up to trouble unless I was given something to do. And so research was what I was given to do. So I learned all about the TB ward
Oh.
in like first grade.
Oh.
Okay, yes. Dr. Finley, that white suit that's Thurston. That white suit stays with you. You know what I mean?
It does linger.
Yeah.
Right. Right. There's the Finleys.
Not the legacy that man was thinking of leaving, I don't think.
Are you sure?
I mean, it's certainly the one he deserves. Okay. And then we have like looks at the Ash Wednesday section and just kind of sweeps. Okay. This is stuff I'm unfamiliar with. This is after my time.
Oh, you're gonna love them. Cults. Plural.
Oh,
Why we gotta
it's
have
not a
that?
big island.
That's what I
Nope.
was saying.
Right.
I don't think they were very big cults.
No.
know, but very powerful.
Evidently.
Okay, all right. And then you've got this blank spot here.
Mm-hmm.
And then, is that the year?
Yeah.
Welcome.
New millennium.
All right.
And we don't have flying cars, which is bullshit.
Honestly, true.
No flying cars. No no Rosie the robot or anything like that, or even anything like that. And I heard that George Jetson was supposed to be born this year.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So good. My goodness. So to be clear, just so that I can sort of get myself prepared for this, just sort of in general, profanity is just a thing that happens.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
No, it's fine. I am in an unfamiliar situation. I need to get familiar with it, acquainted with it.
Okay.
I will say it's something that took me a while to get used to myself. I have found it liberating.
Good to know.
Women can vote now too.
We can vote?
You can vote.
Okay. Yeah, good. That's good. That's good. Love that.
Wait, they could vote in the 19th. What? In
Correct.
the 1930s.
Early 1910s. I was like, Kai's doing math in his head. Like, am I bad at math?
Yeah,
It was
I feel like sorry,
1919.
that was Della. That was Adela forgetting when her characters were from. And Siobhan, so I would backtrack that one. Siobhan would be like,
Finley knowledge? Or was Finley after that too? I would have lived through it, I think.
yeah.
Finley knowledge.
Oh, Finley, Finley would have had like a votes for women
Yeah,
suffragette,
honestly,
I
suffragette
love my
full on.
suffragette
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah,
Like,
getting arrested together, yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. So never mind.
It was just funny. I had to throw it out there.
No,
It was
it was good.
funny.
Yeah, no, it was one of those like, wait a minute.
Hold on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wait a damn second.
Right.
Can't do math. It's fine.
All
I don't
right.
understand time. It's fine.
Right. So, Christian, who am I speaking with right now?
Gwyddy and Abel at the moment. Mara Voss also in here. They, not a she, not a he, they also in here. Doctor.
Dr. Mara Voss.
Mm-hmm.
They,
Mm-hmm.
neither she nor he.
You got it.
All right.
Kai Caldwell, this is my body. I've also got Ivy Finley and Rebecca Dalton in here.
Mm-hmm. Rebecca Dalton.
Yep.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Rachel. I guess I'm the primary. And I'm Siobhan O'Brien. And we've also got Finley in here.
Dr. Finley.
Dr. Finley, yeah.
Ivy's husband. Yep.
He doesn't
Right.
share, so we're not letting him out.
Oh, and to be clear, Christian, I've also got those two in here, but I don't like talking about them.
Well, I don't rightly blame you. It's just a look over at Kai because he said Rebecca Dalton.
I don't blame you either, and I don't know shit.
The Daltons were certainly a family that were here on the island.
Mm.
Yeah. Still here, by the way.
Yeah, I heard
Okay.
you know the names.
JD, important. Do I know Siobhan.
You
Yeah.
do.
Okay. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And there's one of those, they were a family. Wait. What'd you say your name was? Looking right at Rachel.
Siobhan? Or do you mean Rachel?
No, I meant you.
Siobhan Orion.
Right. Okay. I am suddenly feeling very self-conscious about this, even though I said I would if I had the opportunity. Sorry, give me a second. I'm stalling.
You can have
That's
many.
Yeah,
I've
take
still
a
got to
obvious.
eat
moment.
all
It's
these.
a
I got to eat
lot.
all these cookies. I'm feeling a little
Yeah, do you need a
lightheaded.
cookie?
No, I've been sort of waiting. Like the processes were slow to kick up, but I've sort of been here. Siobhan.
Mm.
Yes. I'm sorry. I wanted to do right by your name.
Oh, are are you the reason I'm not listed with the other girls?
Yes.
Interesting.
It didn't feel right.
I wasn't killed by the same people, I guess. Just one of them.
Tried to expose him, tried to get him, but
Are you the reason Rebecca's not listed anywhere?
no, that wasn't my doing.
That's her dad's doing, right?
Almost certainly. Almost certainly.
I had a suspicion, but he wouldn't ever tell me.
The vibes are fucking rancid. It's all over that picture of his smarmy face.
They were a family that were here on this island.
Yeah. Abraham was.
Does it count as speaking ill of the dead when the dead actually can talk back and defend themselves in this case?
No. And honestly, I don't think speaking ill of the
Speak
dead
ill
is
of the
a
dead if
problem.
they
Yeah,
did
speak
shit
ill.
to speak ill about, as far as I'm
I'm
concerned.
I mean,
look, I'm
murdering a bunch of girls, kind of.
oh no, I'll speak ill. I'll speak ill of my own murderer no matter what. Just coming from a similar cultural background, I kind of it wasn't the done thing. Like the swearing. We didn't swear like that.
Right.
Siobhan, what little I know of Abraham Dalton, he made Rebecca into what she was, so.
And Isaac finished it.
Mm.
Right.
Wow, she should have been a lesbian.
You know, it might have saved
But what now?
literal lives.
You know,
Nope.
we just
Sappho?
didn't
Sappho. You know Sappho
we just
poetry?
we
That.
didn't have like I'm sure there was a word
Oh,
for
yeah.
it. We just didn't.
Okay, I literally you got to have a conversation with Finley. I was not celibate in that TB hospital.
That's a horrible sentence, and I really want you to read
What
reflect
the
on it.
fuck?
I would love for you to
I would-
reflect on the connotations
I know what
In-
I said. Okay.
in regards to your medical practice.
I would
I
like
was
to go back
patient.
to a time. I would like to go back to a time where I didn't hear you say that sentence.
Strapping me down to the bed never worked, okay?
What?
Isolation didn't work. Like, just let me wander around.
Finley
Right.
is telling me that he never strapped you down to a bed. But he
He
followed that
didn't.
up with more's the pity. So I'm not going to go digging around in those memories, nor am I going to tell Ivy that I said that. Nope, Finley, hold on. I got to have a
I mean,
conversation.
there was a lot of
Would you
flirting with
knock it
both
off?
of them. So there
What was that?
was a lot of flirting with both Finley, so I don't know.
I
The past is not a foreign country.
I'm gonna voice that I'm extremely uncomfortable with this particular conversation. Nothing
Sorry.
against you. I just don't know none of y'all.
I'm
Oh, that's
nervous
fair. I'm
and
sorry. Different times.
frightened, and something clawed up the mayor, and that I've been told literally since Mara and I learned about the island that bears kill people here.
There are no fucking bears.
Yeah,
No,
that was a big
there's
story.
a bear.
Okay, so
That
hear
looks
me out.
bigger than a bear, unless
Okay.
I mean, I've never seen a
It's
bear. I'm
not
just
a
assuming.
fucking bear.
It's not
Thank
a
you.
bear,
Excuse
but
my friend.
they want you to think it is a bear.
So wait, hold on.
Sure.
Okay, hold on. Now, when you say bears,
Mm.
like you mean like out in the woods,
Mm.
Yep.
fluffy, angry.
Mm-hmm. And
Those
those
not
claws,
black.
not little
Did
black
they
bears like you get in the mountain. No, those grizzlies.
did they take that
Polar
article
bear.
seriously?
Did you start that shit?
I posted it on April 1st.
And that is where we're gonna take our break.
Yeah!
Beautiful.
The deep lore about the bears revealed.
Oh my
We'll
god.
be
I saw
back
the
in
moment and
2
I took it,
minutes.
baby. I saw it. I had to take it, baby.
You brandish a chopstick at me before you do that. Just let me hear me out. Nutty Buddies and Cosmic Brownies, the only acceptable Little Debbie snacks. Hostess is superior in every way. And I'll tell you why. It's because the icing don't taste right.
Parabellum
Mako,
on this
can you not
channel.
destroy things?
Okay.
Q, I thought you might just like disappear. Like I thought there would just be a
Just
moment
get-
where you'd be like, "I'm gone, I'm out."
This is like unacceptable.
I did consider cutting off my camera, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, so one, the nostalgia of a Swiss cake roll will absolutely have me forever. However, you forgot Star Crunch. Excuse me? Well, hey, peeps, it's been so fun. Thank you so much. Okay, no, but anyway, so the reason why I asked about Little Debbie's to begin with is I found something interesting out just today. So there are different sizes of Star Crunch.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little bitty guys, and then there's the big boys.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that those taste different?
What?
They taste
Do
different.
they? We only ever had the big one.
Yeah, and you know how you get like more caramel in your bites? Yeah, you get more crispy in the small Star Crunch.
I would
It's
have
supposed
liked
to be
those
this
better as a kid.
It changes the whole sort of flavor profile. Just the texture changes it.
Huh.
I prefer the bigger ones. I like that little the little chew. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love a Rice Krispie. I love a crispy
Yeah.
covered in chocolate. It's one of my favorite things. Why Star Crunch? Okay, it's the cosmic brownies because those are superior. The Star Crunch. Top 3,
I have had
probably this. Okay, again, Swiss cake roll, but that's only because nostalgia. We would eat those. We would drink like any sort of soda, any soda.
And a Yoo-hoo.
We did have Yoo-hoos. We also would do that, and then we would also have Little Caesars for our food in like midsummer. Just we're buying a pie. We're sitting down. We're playing D&D. So it's tied in there. I'm never gonna lose me. Also, except for like the most recent, like there are a couple of recent Hostess treats that are good, like they're little like mini donuts.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's a Hostess factory in Memphis, and Hostess shut it down. People showed up to protest.
Oh wow.
They showed up to protest shutting the Hostess factory down, not just because people were losing their jobs, but because Memphis loves Hostess. And they ended up reopening it after a while in a different location. And the old Hostess building with the Wonder Bread sign and everything, excellent rooftop bar.
Fantastic.
Ooh.
I love that. Now, question,
it's
and
right
this is
in downtown.
This is hopefully where we can agree. We can touch and agree here on this moment. Okay. You don't like Little Debbie. Where do you stand with Tasty Cake?
Oh, Tasty Cake and I is hit and miss depending on what I'm eating.
Okay.
I've got to remember the name of what I'm thinking of.
I love Tasty Cake. That was one of the few junk foods my mom allowed in the house.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that nostalgia pull. Tasty Cake can kick rocks.
My mom never bought Hostess or Little Debbie's, so that was not a part of my childhood.
I had to go look this up. It's Tasty Cake. Where is it? Tasty Cake Boston Cream Honey Bun. There you go.
You know what?
Warm that up in the microwave for 20 seconds.
We only got the coffee cake topped ones and the jelly filled ones.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Anything else from Tasty Cake?
We also had these ginger snap cookies that I think were made in Pennsylvania. They came in like a black and orange box. Yeah, really crisp, good ones. We had Fig Newtons, we had Oreos, and we had Reese's Puffs, and that was mainly our junk food growing up. Unless there was a birthday party, then we got soda.
I had a friend who is from Pennsylvania. Where are those ginger snaps? What were they called?
I know, right? It haunts me. I'm like, what was the fucking name? I just remember the
Ivan's spiced wafers. Sweetsels and Ivan's. Sweetsel and Ivan's.
It's a black and orange box with those like gingery brown cookies. So good. I swear they're Pennsylvania. Like some Pennsylvania Dutch, probably.
I'm putting pictures.
Is that my childhood?
Incredible. And you know, the next question I'm going to have for you at some point, much like Elsie has been asking questions of the other patients in Hemlock, I may be asking you about your character's favorite snack foods.
Just for funsies?
Just for funsies. Nothing plot relevant at all.
I mean, how
could I use that for plot? Like,
I'm
that
sure
can't
you
have any bearing.
JD, I just want to know how many claws.
Are you sure you don't want to know
in
how
that
many
other
eyes?
game, I got to worry about how many teeth and how many eyes.
Eyes.
Yeah.
Yep.
In this one, I got to worry about how many claws.
The teeth are not the superior teeth, so
the teeth
don't
are
have to
not
worry
the
about those
superior
teeth.
teeth.
Those teeth ain't shit.
Those teeth are not shit. You are correct.
They certainly are not.
I want a T-shirt that says superior
teeth.
I just have the teeth one.
You do have the teeth.
Incredible. Well, speaking of claws, we're going to dive back into this scene. And Christian, as you have just let everyone know the deep bear lore.
That's
Yep. That
Those
is
are
certainly a
words
phrase.
that Iris said, and I don't regret that at all. It's fine.
You've revealed, uncovered,
You've
laid
activated
bare,
my trap card.
activated my trap card.
Activated my bear trap card.
Gwyd would have one. Anyway,
So
Easily.
I should probably let you know, just casually. Marcus is convulsing.
What the
Oh,
fuck, JD?
yeah, no, that's fine. I figured that might happen.
Rachel, Mara, Rachel, Gwyd,
Yep,
Rachel,
Rachel,
Gwyd,
please.
convulsions.
Rachel will go
Kai,
do what she
Ivy,
can.
please.
Oh, fuck, yeah, that would be good. I'm gonna let Ivy out, because medical professional.
Trained medical professional.
I mean, it's 100 years out of date. So, but
But you know
Convulsion's a
what?
convulsion.
You're right.
That makes sense. She's not going to be like, where's all of the fancy drugs? She's going to be like, stick some fingers down his throat.
yeah,
Right.
bite it down.
Choking on his tongue.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I will
Yeah.
roll. What do I need to roll to stabilize this?
And how can I help?
Interesting questions. I love this. You know, I think in this case, I'm going to just have you roll 2 flat d6.
Are you sure I can't use 2 steps ahead?
You can absolutely use 2 steps ahead.
Wait, does Ivy have anything that's helpful?
Cool. That is a 9.
Incredible. That is a good amount. Gwyd, you had said you wanted to help. How would you like
do I
to
have
help?
to use Gwyd's playbook?
Whose playbook would you be looking to use?
Well, I have this move called Always Prepared.
From whose playbook?
Uh-huh.
What?
Uh-huh.
No.
Uh-huh.
I feel like we've heard that one.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
From a interesting. Isn't that one from the parent playbook?
What?
Interesting.
Rachel knew there was a kinship that she did not trust.
All right, this is a very interesting combination of factors, and so I'm curious. I think I know the answer, but is Gwyd voluntarily giving up control?
Hey, JD, you said that I would have Gwyd in charge until you said otherwise.
I did.
Balls.
And that's why I'm asking that question. Is Gwyd allowing this to happen?
Was it a hostile
I'm gonna roll a
takeover?
dice for that one. Hold on.
Mhm.
So, should Ivy be rolling 2 flat d6 also?
He's not willingly.
Mm.
Steph, you are rolling with Shadow. Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
What does Abraham do with Gwydion?
Whoa!
What does that look like?
Casual.
Hated that.
Oh. Hold on, I haven't had to pull him out yet. A second. I think all the focus is on Marcus, but maybe Christian, because Christian's paying attention to everything, notices that Gwyd and Mara have a presence to them collectively that is like, it's hard not to notice them, but they're not the center of attention necessarily.
Mhm.
There's a weight to Abraham.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Abraham takes over and the shoulders go back, the head goes back. Mara's fairly tall. Mara's about like a 5'11". So Mara's looking down at whoever's shorter than them now, like looking down their nose. Doesn't say anything, just calmly reaches over into a cabinet, opens it up, pulls out a host of, like a tray of medicines, and presents them to Kai and Rachel or whoever else may be piloting them. And then just starts handing things as necessary, but does not say anything.
What's
And
the what is causing this man to convulse?
I rolled 6 and 4, so a 10, which is good because Ivy's shadow is 0.
incredible. So, in short order, Ivy, you are able to come out. You, Rachel, are realizing there is increased pressure on this man's brain. And Abraham, I believe you have put all 3 of the others somewhere dark and away where they cannot come back. And you will be rolling at disadvantage the next time you are looking to bring one of them out.
Oh, that's a thing? Okay. Hate this, actually. We do an exorcism.
I think Christian has not said anything, but he's absolutely looking at Abraham. Just one of those like, I'll wait.
And I think it's fair to say, Christian, you recognize that body language completely.
This man is going to die if we don't get him to a hospital. Do you
I
agree?
believe the keys are here.
Dr. Finley, do you agree?
I agree. Let's get him to a hospital.
I think I've got the keys.
No, I took them to get in here.
Right.
Oh,
We had the
apologies.
keys.
Toss him over.
Wydian took them.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Dalton, please hand me the keys.
Of course, dear.
Thank you. I'm going to take this man to the hospital. The rest of you will stay here.
Do you not want me to monitor him?
Ivy, I'm sorry. Kai
What?
should stay here, but you should come with me. You
Well-
all can come if you want, but I'm going to be the one implicated in this. Do y'all want to get questioned by police?
I actually think it'll be good to have a lawyer present.
I hate to
For me,
insult the
might
man while
be-
I hate to insult the man while he's not here, but I personally prefer to have a lawyer who works for me and not for his own self. But that's fine. If he would like to show up and use his lawyerly presence for good, or for whatever it is we're doing, that's for the best. We are talking too long. Rachel is going to pick the man bodily up, like fully bend down, pick him up, like
Christian will assist.
and load him into the back seat of the truck. So, Ivy, you want to get back in there so you can stabilize?
She's already
stabilize
getting him stabilized.
him.
She is just like, she knows what she's doing.
Okay. If you'd like, since you have the medical, you two have the medical understanding, I can drive.
Wonderful.
That's fine.
I'll sit up front.
Are you okay?
All
There's
right.
very few people on this island who will actively interfere with Mara.
Glad that's settled. Let's go.
Are you? All right. Never mind.
We can question on the very fast drive to the hospital.
Yeah.
Or
Very
after
fast.
we get to the hospital. Let's go.
Yeah. Yep. Booking it.
Yeah. Going to be.
A question.
Fast and
just
Furious.
It's
just
a Forerunner, guys. It didn't go that fast.
It's
just
gonna.
a casual question, Mr. Dalton. Do you lock up?
Yeah.
Oh, if he didn't lock up,
You
Rachel.
think I am?
If he
Leaving
didn't lock
something
up,
out of his
Rachel would've
control?
said
Never.
something.
Right.
This man with his
Please.
control issues? Not leaving
I
that
just
alone.
had to confirm.
I have a question.
Go for it, Della.
Is there any parts of the security that he doesn't notice?
That's what I'm thinking about. I'd like you to roll with awareness.
Me? Or
And me?
I guess that's a question for you. If Rachel wants to clock this, then Rachel. But to see if
8.
8.
Yeah, there were no electric security systems back then.
How'd that roll go, Cass? How'd that roll go?
Double fucking 2s plus 1.
Woo!
Shame.
And so, yes, Rachel, you absolutely clock that. Well, Mr. Dalton replaces all of the locks, we'll say, the ones that are kind of clear, like old school materials. There are several layers of security that include technology, and those are not locked. Those are not set. Someone would still have to break in through the locks that are there, but it's clear to you in that moment. You watched Gwydion enter and saw very meticulous, deliberate, systematic dismantling of the security. You do not see that happening in reverse. Abraham does not know what the security of this place is meant to be and is making a guess at best.
Doesn't seem unfamiliar with some of it.
Right. So it's very familiar with these parts of it.
Mhm.
But not all. I ain't saying shit.
That shack's about 100 years old. Just gonna say it.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Yep. Rachel's going to have, after noticing that, her full attention is going to be on keeping Marcus stable. I think even Finley is going to be, despite the presence of his wife, is going to be silent in this case because this is actually more important.
Oh, the restraint.
I know.
You're not kissing in the blood church this time.
Not this time.
We're not kissing in the blood church.
Blood church.
What if we kissed in the blood
Blood
church?
church?
Man, I should be pouring. I feel like I should be pouring my red wine
Yeah.
much more visibly after talking about the blood church.
Appropriate.
Incredible.
It's so dark.
It
is.
So dark.
So dark.
It's really good. It's an Oregon Pinot Noir.
Ooh.
And so the 4 of you plus Marcus are booking it back into town. I'm imagining Abraham perhaps is calling out a few directions to Christian, though things I don't think have changed that much to where that would be overly necessary.
You still just getting them? Yes, sir.
What is the plan as you pull in front of the emergency room?
We went hiking earlier, right? We got separated.
The plan is
I
we
found
found
you
this
in the woods.
the plan
Found
is
him.
we found this man walking in the woods and he jumped out in front of our car.
Yeah.
Plan is this man
He was waving. He was trying to get our attention and jumped out too suddenly because
we
of
did not see him. He
Yeah.
jumped out in front of our car.
his previous
Abraham's
injuries.
getting out of the car. Already moving.
All right. Rachel will be unloading him, trying to flag down people from the ER.
Yeah, Ivy. If Rachel's getting Marcus, Ivy is moving in ahead and she's like, "We have an injured man here. He's convulsing. Please."
And I mean, it is a relatively small island, as we've established. The hospital is not huge, but it is also a quiet night. And despite the fact that EMTs were dispatched to the hotel, well, you all were the primary occupants and you were no longer there. So they have not been having to tend to injuries. So it does not take much for medical staff to help get Marcus on a gurney and start asking you questions about what happened. Especially you, Rachel, since you have clearly been doing what triage you could.
I am very, very good at basing credible lies on amazing truths.
What story do you give them?
The one that was in the car, we were driving and he must have been trying to flag us down, but we did not see him until it was too late. He went up over the hood. We tried to get him out, stabilize him. I had a couple conversations with him. We tried to use, I have an EMT kit. We tried to stabilize him as best we can. But when he started convulsing, we knew there was nothing else we were going to be able to do. We had to get him here as fast as possible.
And obviously, we couldn't call for help because there was no cell phone reception.
Yeah, there was no way for us to call 911.
You are, of course, instructed to stay so that an officer can take your statement about what happened. But the medical staff is focused on stabilizing Marcus. They are not watching you. What do you do?
Everyone good waiting in the lobby as opposed to the cafeteria.
Which one will keep us away from more people?
My thoughts exactly.
This time of night, I believe the cafeteria might be more empty.
It may also be closed.
We don't need food. We can just sit or something.
Find a
I'd-
spot that seems sort of tucked away.
The lack of motivation here. Come along.
Rachel stays where she is.
Yeah.
Rachel-
If Rachel ain't moving and Abraham is, I was keeping her ass right there.
Rachel's not moving, but it seems like she's watching the medical professionals work. Like she's watching them work. She seems lost in thought. She does not seem this decision to not move does not seem like it is an intentional snub on Abraham. He may or may not have even noticed if she'd tried. But it was not that. It was entirely she's focused on this and she's processing. I think she's looking for something specific as she's watching people work. I think she's watching people for that tiny hitch in the way their eye motion or movements of their head that would indicate that they are listening to voices no one else can hear.
How many ghosts?
How many people in this room are listening to ghosts?
Roll with awareness.
I also, because I think Christian was going to sort of talk and try and console as she's processing, but I think he also starts to look.
Ooh,
Hell yeah.
very nice, very nice.
I want to see if any of them are faking it.
Oh shit!
Mm.
I was like,
I
I
wanna
can't
see-
ask. Abraham wouldn't care.
He wouldn't. That
Right.
bitch don't care about anyone but
Listen,
himself.
I'm playing the hero now, baby.
Metagame. I don't
I
want to
get-
metagame. I was like,
I get to give a shit, babe. I want to see if any of them are going through the motions, but they are fully willing and able to neglect enough to let him die on the table.
Okay.
I think Ivy is taking this moment, since everyone's stationary, to reflect back on the injuries she saw on Marcus that didn't fit doing the roll over the car, namely the chest wounds, and is trying to think what could have made those wounds. Because it wasn't a fucking bear.
Didn't we establish last time? Oh, I don't know that Rachel told anybody that it was definitely just like knives.
Yeah,
But
but
I wasn't there.
you're welcome to roll for that and see if you can ascertain that as well.
That's a 10.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you roll, Steph, but to answer Della, out of the 6 people that are around working on Marcus, you catch those movements from 3 of them.
Am I rolling with awareness or knowledge, real quick?
I'm gonna have you roll with awareness in this case.
And that's a 12.
Nice.
I
I am
see
noting their badges. I'm noting their names. And they're recording their faces, etching that shit into my memory.
Yeah, it, for the record, is 2 of the nurses and what you're gauging is a resident. The doctor who is involved does not show any of that. As for your question, Christian, are any of them going through the motions and letting Marcus die on the table? You see the exact opposite. They seem to be going above and beyond. They are moving quickly. You could not imagine a better trauma team. And given the reporting you've done, you've likely seen enough medical professionals in action that you fully recognize these people know what they're doing and they are doing every conceivable measure to stabilize him enough to get him into the OR. Steph.
You're
Yeah.
muted, Q.
Motherfuck. It's fine. Christian is going to very lightly pat Rachel on the shoulder. He's going to be all right. You like
All right.
coffee?
Yeah.
All right. Miss Finley,
Yes.
do you like coffee? Would you like tea? I'm sure they got some somewhere.
Well, coffee, tea, either one's fine with me. Thank you. Mr.
Fantastic.
Winters.
I'm going to be right back. And he's just going to meander, go find some coffee, some tea.
We're gonna follow you in just a moment, Christian, but before that, Ivy, you're going over those wounds in your head, and you do similarly come to the same conclusion that Rachel did, that these were made by knives. But as you're thinking about that, something doesn't feel right. You keep getting flashes that go through your mind of seeing injuries like that before, but you didn't, and you know that you didn't. You're not sure who they're coming from because Rebecca didn't see that either. There's someone else that you're feeling who is letting you know this isn't the first time someone has been mauled like this. I'm going to have something to send you soon enough.
What's that? All our ghosts. All our ghosts.
Abraham,
No.
what are you doing?
I think he started to move away, realized no one was following, and then turned to observe these people.
Do you say anything to them? And is there anything in particular you are looking for?
I don't think he does. I think he's used to being able to watch people and figure them out. But I think he is looking to see, because Gwyd's control over him slipped tonight, and he picked up enough. I think he's looking to find any familiar faces, so to speak. Of anyone in the hospital, actually. He's looking around.
Interesting. Okay. I'm going to have you roll with awareness. And in the meantime, Christian, you have gone in search of finding some coffee or tea. There are, of course, those hospital vending machines that can provide those exact liquids. Does Christian go there, or does he head to the cafeteria.
I want to find secret coffee stash.
As in, like, the doctor's secret coffee stash?
Uh-huh. I think he just sort of goes automatically. It's one of those, I'm in somewhere I probably ought not be. Well, yuck, 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 yuck. And finds himself in the sort of staffing area. It's fine. He can typically talk himself out of pretty much anything. So he's never too concerned.
Incredible. I think you are just kind of able to find yourself in that space, and it's a little uncanny because you realize as you walk in, this was so automatic. You didn't even think about it. This was actually an unmarked door. Could have been anything, could have been a janitor's closet. You don't know, but it opened into one of the staff rooms. And inside, indeed, there, is a Keurig. There are different packets of tea that can be brewed. You can get the forbidden coffee and tea. No problem.
Fantastic. I'm going to do that.
Christian, just out of curiosity, how do you handle the Keurig, given that you have not seen an item like this before?
Right. So he is studying it so meticulously. He started to ask the guy in there, but the energy's way off. Don't care for it. Don't know what that's about. Don't like it. So I think he is just sort of feeling it out, seeing what needs to be done for it. I think he's sort of Sherlock Holmesing it, looking at all of the different pieces to see what the steps might be. I think once he finds the K-cups, he's off to a good start. I think that's where the pieces start to come together.
I was pausing there for a moment, both to check my notes and also to give Steph her new playbook. But
Mhm.
with that, one thing you are lucky in is because this is a hospital, it is not a single-use Keurig, meaning that there is more water in the tank, so you don't have to figure out that piece. You can just put the K-cup in and get to work. But as you're standing there, Christian, the lights start to flicker around you. And then they go out completely. And you're standing there in darkness. And you hear the sound of breathing all around you. Not all around you, but surrounding you.
Hmm. I think he's going to find a wall and press his back to it. See if that changes how the sound is hitting him.
Christian, as you move towards the wall, your hand brushes against something cold and wet and stringy. And it's in that moment as you're moving that the lights flicker on for an instant. And you see the 7 girls standing there, their dark hair drenched and dripping. You know the burn marks on their hands. And they're all staring right at you.
So, like, the lights are back on, like, fully?
It's like maybe a second and a half, and then it's darkness again.
Oh. Do not love that. Listen. I'm sorry. Couldn't save y'all. But I've got a second chance. Let me set it to right. Please.
And there's no sound besides that breathing. But you feel cold, clammy hands starting to crawl their way up your arms.
I wanna leave. I think we're gonna go. I think that's what we're gonna do. I think you're gonna beat feet. This coffee, I don't love it.
I think I would like you to roll a fight or flight.
Cool. Have that. Let's see.
So that's with physicality.
Okay. Oh, I have one of those. Hell yeah. 9 plus 1 is 10. Let's go.
Incredible. And so, yes, Christian, you read the room entirely. You are noping on out of there, and there's a moment where you worry, are they going to stop me? Are those fingers closing on my arms to hold me in place? Is that hair wrapping around me? And then you're clear and you are running. You remember where that exit is, even though you can't see it. You are not crashing into any of the tables or chairs. You're just out and back in the hallway where the lights are on and everything's normal and fine.
I think he takes a moment, like, regulates the breathing. Okay, so is that, like, just gonna be happening a lot? This he's asking internally. Is that a thing? Right, okay. So now if I open this door, are there still gonna be 7 scary drowned girls in there? I shouldn't have asked that question out loud, and I realize that now because now I have to know. So he's gonna very carefully, very gingerly open the door just a peek, just a crack.
We're going to come back to that in a moment because
Why? Why do we have
I'm
to?
curious. Cass, what did you roll?
Well, the good news is I rolled 2 5s plus a 1, so it's an 11. But I feel like I'm going to learn things that I don't want to if anything of these previous rolls have shown me anything.
I love that. And so definitely correct me if I'm wrong, because we have been doing a lot of things tonight. You
Mm,
were looking at the others, but also people around you to
mhm,
gauge who you might recognize, who you might know,
mhm,
specifically who Abraham would recognize and know.
mhm. He's looking for that telltale twitch of fear.
And it isn't necessarily so much that you're fully seeing that twitch of fear, but you know already that something is clearly happening with Kai. And
Mm,
depending on how much you were able to get from Gwyd, you might know the reasons why. And it's strange because Kai looks nothing like your daughter,
mm.
but it's almost like her face is there right beneath the surface. And that is troubling on a number of levels.
Mhm.
It is also troubling to recognize Siobhan and Rachel. That girl caused so many problems between Isaiah and Rebecca, and really doesn't that make it her fault?
Isaiah's eyes did wander.
Isaiah was a good boy. He was a respectable boy. He could have been even better. And he would have been without Siobhan's influence.
He might have even been good enough for my daughter.
It would have been a high bar to meet, but he maybe could have been. And I think it stands out to you as you're sifting through, trying to glean what pieces you could. You remember someone, not you, obviously. Mara, perhaps. Hearing, was it Rachel? Was it Siobhan? One of them. Talking about how they killed Isaiah. How could they do something like that?
When he's as dead as I am. Interesting.
And Ivy, you feel the hair on the back of your neck rising on end. As we quickly switch back to Christian.
Ugh. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Who
It's fine.
has peeked into the staff break room. and it's found a staff break room. Looking just as normal as it had when you first walked in. Lights are on, no water on the floor, no girls standing there.
I don't know how y'all have been dealing with this. This is an absolute nightmare. Okay, all right. I'm gonna prop the door open. I'm gonna put something like find a door jamb, prop the door open. I was on a mission. We're gonna complete that mission. It was to get coffee, and then if shit goes down, we're out. We're gonna get coffee. Do we get coffee, JD?
You
Okay.
get the coffee.
Fantastic. I'm gonna come back to the others. I am very carefully balancing these cups. Thankfully, this body has large enough hands. Probably play basketball at some point. He's got a good grip. He did bring he did. Ass. I'm so sorry. I'm so
Sorry. I thought I wasn't looking at the camera when I did that.
and I just happened to look over at you because I was about to say he even got a cup for Dalton, and then I saw. Oh, fantastic! So he's gonna bring out cups. All right, this was hard fought, but caffeination has been acquired. So just take.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you
You're
all
welcome.
right?
Rachel.
Thanks. Yeah.
Okay.
You had a fight to acquire coffee.
Well, not quite a fight. It was an experience, one that apparently happens quite a bit, or has been happening quite a bit to these fine folk here.
Explain.
Okay, and he just gets real close. Not like close to the group, not specifically close to Dalton, because why would we?
No.
True facts.
Right.
Fair. He's
So it's
so
just
toxic, guys.
just very
Marco has opinions.
no,
Good.
for sure. Just very conspiratorial. So I found my way into the staff waiting room. They have a very fascinating machine that makes just single serve coffees, which was very nice.
It is.
However, when I was in there, the lights flickered and then they went out. And then they flashed for a second. And then I saw 7 dead, drowned girls.
Oh.
And then they tried to grab me in ways that I'm not entirely sure
They
were
attacking
kind.
Were they attacking you?
They were starting to. Okay, so one, it was dark. So
Okay.
I don't know. But what I do know is that when you have a bunch of cold, clammy hands crawling up your arms,
Yeah.
you don't really want to ask too many questions. So I left.
That was a smart choice. I'm glad you're all right.
Right. So then I left. I took a breath. I closed the door behind me. I took a breath, and then I did the dumb thing that I regularly do, which was ask a question out loud, which meant that I needed to know the answer to that question. So when I opened the door again, it was fine. So I left the door open, and then I made the coffee.
That does seem to be the way of it on this island, unfortunately.
Right. That's happening a lot, according to up here.
You are exactly as I remember you.
You know, sir, I can say
Yes.
the exact same.
Are we staying here? Are we leaving? What are we doing?
Oh No, we need to stay. It would be very suspicious if we left.
Hmm.
I don't reckon much matters.
You know, I was beginning to think the same thing.
Well, where would we go to? The hotel was on fire.
There are supplies in Gwydion's shack.
No,
No.
we're not going back there.
All right. Why?
Why would we lead people back there?
Fair point.
Next item of business, we need to be using face names, regardless of who we're actually talking to.
Hmm.
Right. Okay.
Forgive me, I don't know your names.
My name is Rachel.
Rachel.
This
That's
Weston.
kind.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're perfectly fine. This body is Kai. I am Ivy.
Ah.
I think at this point everyone knows that his name is actually Weston.
There was that suspicion, yes.
I don't think that's what he started out as
It's
when he
not.
got here. Okay. That is part of his name, if that helps.
Oh,
And who are
Alright.
you again? For everybody's edification.
Weston.
No.
Oh, me. Me. Right. Like me right now, me. I'm Christian.
Mhm.
Except I'm not, because I'm Weston.
There we are. And I am Mara Voss.
Correct.
This is real bad coffee. Thank you for bringing it.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry. I absolutely forgot. I've got creamers and sugar.
Oh, thank you.
That is very kind of you. I'm sorry. I believe I have gone into one of my lightly intense moods.
I think it's an important mood given the situation.
He ain't gonna die.
Oh, good.
He ain't gonna be happy. But he ain't gonna
No,
die.
certainly
It
not.
was
But
very important that he not die.
I mean, I've seen medical professionals at work, and that team is crack shot. So
Well, know what I'm fixing to do?
And what is that?
I'm fixing to go up to that TB ward my own self.
To do what?
Poke around.
I believe the last time you all poked around, someone died, and that was 6 hours ago.
Oh, but we didn't have your saving presence back then.
Perhaps what you need is a firm hand to tell you to perhaps sleep.
we tried that, and then the hotel got set on fire. From what I'm getting up here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm getting as well.
God
All of you look
made
a bit frazzled.
mixed amphetamine salts so I wouldn't have to sleep.
What is that?
God and Pfizer Pharmaceuticals.
Please continue to take the Lord's name in vain in my presence. That will win you so many points.
I didn't take the Lord's name in vain. God has not been his name since the very beginning. Would you like me to recite some of his names?
You are an irritant. No. How do you propose to get to the TB ward?
During the daylight, I hope.
That'd be a better idea.
Given the state of the place.
We've got, as far as I can tell, 2 options ahead of us. We can play along and sort of continue whatever game it is these people want us to play, or we can try to upset the board. Problem with upsetting the board is that we don't know a goddamn thing about what the board is. And if we fuck that up hard enough, we just wind up resetting it.
Yes, if
The
I
problem with
was
playing along is that I wish to push all of these people's faces into a belt sander.
That
interesting
is
imagery.
mighty fine, colorful imagery. I
For
am going to
sure
write
on
that
that.
down.
I apologize. Perhaps Mr. Dalton is correct, and I should, in fact, take a nap before my murderous urges get the better of me.
You look stressed.
I wonder why. This island is powerful stressful. How did you tolerate it while remaining so sane and stable? The dog's barking in the background is canon. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care who says it.
There's a hospital dog for the late night shift.
Yep.
Truly, the neighbor puppy is losing his shit right outside.
Oh,
And like literally 4 feet from the wall of my house. And so she's like, Jax is barking. I must talk to Jax.
this is how we have the hospital dog NPC.
It was the perfect ambiance.
Anyway, what was I gonna say? I was more concerned with being a good father than whatever this island had to offer.
How many children did you have, Mr. Dalton?
I truly actually don't know the answer to that question. I don't know
Too
if Rebecca
many.
has siblings.
Too many,
Fine,
yeah.
fine. I'm covered up. I got you. Too many.
Too many. That is correct.
Did Rebecca have siblings though?
I was
I
going
don't
to
think we
ask.
specified
I don't think we did,
Okay,
so I'm
listen.
going to ask you,
Listen,
Steph.
this is a God-fearing family on a small
They
island.
had multiple.
Yeah.
They're still going. There were multiple kids,
There
all with
had-
the
there
biblical
had been
last
multiple
names.
It's either they had so many children or God chose not to bless them again because they could not be in the same room together for long enough to
And
conceive another
honestly,
child.
you know, Abraham could have had a brother.
Yeah, no, that probably makes more sense given the personality I'm seeing.
Yeah. I think I agree that no, Rebecca was an only child.
Okay. That's also
One and
fair.
done.
Yeah.
The wife was just like, there it is.
Yeah.
I did my part.
Mhm.
Yo,
Yeah, you can't complain. I did what my job was.
Sorry, who asked me that question?
Ruth. Ivy did.
You.
Ivy, yeah.
It's late and my cat woke me up super early, so.
Yeah. I had one beautiful child.
So it was.
why don't Rachel is gonna go she's hold on one second. Rachel's gonna go talk to some like orderly or something who's not currently doing anything and be like, we were staying, sort of explain the situation. We're staying in the hotel. We got our friend here. Is there a place we can like rack out? Is there a place that like unused rooms, please wake us up, kick us out? Like, is there a place where we can like stay here, rack out?
And I absolutely will not make you roll for that. You are able to get the orderly to show you to some of those unused patient rooms. They're not expecting any onslaught of patients, so you are able to find a place for the four of you to rest.
I'm imagining that this is okay. I'm imagining that this is very much the same kind of space that the rehab facility that I stayed in. So it's like 2 hospital beds and 2 like couches because it and like a curtain in between both for privacy. Uh, and so Rachel saying, I have acquired us some accommodations.
Excellent. I found a notepad.
Hell yeah. Notepads.
Right. At some point, I would love someone to give me a sort of catch up. Because in here, it's a little tense.
I would also appreciate this.
I would love to do that. I would love to do that in a place that I did not feel was so profoundly bugged.
No, absolutely. Yeah,
Uh,
no, I definitely didn't mean now.
Eavesdroppers.
This is
Oh.
a
Surveillance.
oh,
Yeah. I'm gonna sleep on that couch right there. Uh, Dr. Voss, uh, Kai, if you would like to take the beds, uh, I'm sure Weston and I will be fine on the couches.
oh yeah, absolutely. Spent plenty of times sleeping on those when I forgot to go to bed.
is it wise for us to lock the door?
No, the door will not lock. It's a hospital.
Mm.
I believe that's changed since my time then. Okay.
It has.
Well, we won't be able to lock it from this side, is what I'm saying. They could potentially lock it, but they
Mhm.
won't. Well,
Mm.
they probably won't.
Mm.
I am 99% certain I can break that window, so I ain't worried about it.
How would they lock it?
With a key?
Okay, there's newfangled technology, so I wasn't sure if there was like a particular way. So I
Oh,
can pick a lock.
I'm just looking at that door. This hospital's old as shit. Like it's newer than the TB ward, but this is an old as shit hospital. They are locking that with a key, which is why they're not going to lock it because if they need this room, they're going to need this room immediately.
Yep.
So the only
Right.
reason they would lock it is because there's some kind of fucked up conspiracy needing to keep us locked up and away from certain places, which we know that's not happening. She leans into the lamp.
Is there a reason you are speaking to the light fixture?
It's a joke. Don't worry about it.
The surveillance part.
In the light.
So understand, listening devices these days can be made as small and or smaller than your pinky fingernail.
Interesting.
They can be hidden pretty much anywhere, including upon one's person. It's way different than just the little tape recorder pens that they had in your day.
What is a tape recorder?
You're fucking with me. Excuse me. Pardon my French. Uh, you're yanking my chain.
Don't believe
Gramophone, perhaps.
that. I understand.
You're from the 1930s, ain't you?
Yes.
It's a traditional family, is the understanding I have.
oh God, I'm fucking up. I'm breaking my own rules. I'm on to sleep. You had the right idea before, Mister, Doctor, Sir. Fuck. It's gonna pull the blanket over her head and
Night,
like
Rachel.
curl up on the couch back to the rest of the room. This couch smells awful.
Would you like the bed?
Oh, those couches
No.
always stink so bad.
Mhm.
It's like third-hand farts.
Mixed with
Jeez.
bleach and
Yeah,
Fabuloso.
that
Yeah.
chemical,
Yeah,
undertone. Mhm.
it's the unclean that never washes away.
Very appropriate for the
Mhm.
silence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, Rachel is fully going to sleep.
Do the rest of you follow suit?
Eventually.
Also, eventually, I think it'll depend on if any of you are averse to the sound of scratching. But Christian is just writing away.
Oh, Ivy's totally fine with that. She worked in a TV board and she was married to Finley. This is
Correct.
normal sounds. Absolutely
Correct.
normal. Like, this is like, oh, soothing for her.
Right. That's your lullaby, baby.
Yeah. She's like, oh.
I think Rachel is one of those people who took the sleep anywhere feat at character creation, and so like
Absolutely.
she's one of those people who's like, oh, a handy wall, unconscious,
Yeah.
and that is part of why this game's called fantasy role playing.
Yeah.
I
Dude,
would
that
fight.
was me, and then I can't do that anymore.
I would give anything to be able to do that.
Oh, it was so nice when I had it. Yeah, I think Abraham has found the remote, and it's one of those hospital remotes where it comes broken and the sound doesn't work on the TV, but the captions are on.
Mm.
So Abraham is fascinated.
Oh, he probably knew silent movies, so this isn't that far off for him.
He didn't know what the tape recorder
Late
was.
night television in
Yeah.
a hospital
Yeah.
on cable.
Oh, yeah. It's about to get
Abraham.
wild.
Around Joel Osteen.
Yeah.
No.
Thank you, Della, for figuring out what I was aiming for. 700 Club, here we go.
This is literally the most horrifying thing that's happened in this game.
Oh my god.
New cult says what?
Uh-huh. Although I think Abraham would take some sincere issue with the prosperity gospel. Not his bag.
You know,
Mhm.
I can respect that in a kind of snake handling sort of way.
Yep.
He was definitely
Correct.
more snake handly.
Mhm.
What? My uncle was in a band called the God-Fearing Snake Handlers.
Nice.
It's true.
That's
I
incredible.
love that immediately. I love that so much.
Yeah.
I love this. I listen to okay. I am me. I listen to a lot of weird Appalachian banjo music when I'm in a bad mood because it calms me down.
That's valid. That's valid, Cass.
Yeah. That's fine. I listen to sad R&B when I'm happy because that's just the thing that I do.
Right? Every time Spotify's like, here's healing music, and it's all like depressing as fuck. And I'm like, yes, you understand.
Yeah.
I listen to the same 6 punk bands no matter what my mood is.
I just listen to My Chemical Romance.
I was gonna say it's always the MCR.
Yeah.
Spotify told me the other day that I hit 20,000 liked songs, and I was like, this track.
That tracks.
Yeah.
AK3, the Menzingers, Pup, Rise Again.
Yeah.
And the 2 more that I can't remember right now. Yeah. Doesn't matter what the mood.
Abraham hit the button and it goes to the MTV channel.
Oh no! That would fucking break him.
We
Kill that man.
We cannot know this man's opinions on Beyonce. That's not acceptable.
Absolutely not.
Because there's no sound. What would
There's no sound.
We can't. We cannot know.
No, we cannot. We cannot
That's
do that.
unacceptable.
It's too soon to kill him. It's too soon.
Too soon. Too soon.
Like when I tell you the utter fear that just rippled through my being.
The second most
'Cause
horrifying thing
I
that's happened in
personally
this
could
game.
never say a negative thing about Beyonce. I adore her.
I know I loved you. I know I loved you, Gert.
Yeah.
I knew that's what's up.
Abraham, though?
No, we cannot speak these words. I feel bad that I
Because if he saw the words to single ladies coming across the screen, he would
Oh.
die.
Yeah.
he might
No.
have a massive coronary and
He would.
simply perish.
Absolutely.
And I don't need Mara dying.
Well, you are in a hospital, so it
I
might
was
be an
about to
interesting way
say
to
there's a
get Mara back.
Yeah.
Would anybody
Fully
call for
code.
help?
Is he nosy enough to put a heart rate monitor on his finger?
No, is there an active one in here?
No, probably not.
Yeah, he could knock something over.
There's probably not a carton here. Oh my god.
Look, I don't think any of
Okay.
us are light sleepers at this point, so.
No, and it'll be fine. We won't let that happen because I do think
Please don't let
that
that
you will eventually settle down to get some actual rest. For some of you, for the
real?
first time since you came here. And the night, what remains of it, passes uneventfully, though there is a moment Abraham has left the TV on where the channel changes. And you just see an unfortunately familiar figure. That white suit.
What?
On that tiny television, watching you.
Stop! Fucking peeping Tom ass motherfucker.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Hold on.
Watching Ivy sleep? She was his employee!
Hold on. Would Wrath be returning? Just a question.
Oh,
We
God.
have always left the door open for them, though they need to sleep. So,
New daddy meeting old daddy.
They're not
absolutely terrible sentence.
anti-daddy.
No.
No.
Absolutely anti-daddy.
This is a no daddy's game. The only daddy I will accept is Weston.
You know, honestly, facts.
All right, we have had a time here tonight, and it is late, and I know some of us have not slept much, and I would like for us to be able to sleep. So I am going to go around and have each of my players remind you of who they are, where you can find them, and cool things that they are doing, starting, of course, with you, Steph.
Hi, I've been Kai and Ivy and Rebecca, who's now a terrified wet rat. She's not having a good time, and you know what? She kind of deserves not to. You can find me in a few weeks here with our season 3 of A Season of Secrets and Shadows, where Rhiannon is also doing great because her boyfriend doesn't lie to her because they're so thoughtful and they learned their lesson and everything will be fine once they get rid of the demon and the ghost of her father. It's weird. It's happened twice now. You can also find me every other Tuesday at Entropy Emporium in JD's Horror Masks game. They call us villains, where I just play little doomed. Her name is Scylla. She bites, superior teeth, and she loves her friends. Gotta keep them safe.
Delightful.
She chomp.
Speaking of someone else who is delightful in They Call Us Villains, Q, and delightful in general, but Connor breaks my heart.
You're so welcome. Hi, everybody. I'm Q. You can find me on the internet pretty much anywhere at Midnight Inc. That's Midnight_INQ. Q is my name. I'm sure you get it. I have things and also stuff. This Sunday, because that's coming up soon, you can find me on RPGs Uncovered, where we're going to be playing a Lancer game called Starcrier. Playing a happy little desperado. He's a good time. Then next Tuesday, I'll be back here for class reunion. They haven't gotten rid of me yet, so yeah. Let's see. Next Friday, not this one, but the one after, we'll be back for a season of Secrets and Shadows,
We'll be
Volume
back
3.
for the special. Yep.
And the special, where we get to find out what happened to Dorian. It'll be fun. That's gonna be a good time. I'm very excited. And then let's see. Yes, I am in They Call Us Villains, playing Connor. He is just the sweetest little guy in a giant's body. Giant Frankenstein body. It's fully fine. And I've got other stuff that is in the works. You'll see when that comes out.
Doing so many incredible games just across the board, Q.
It's true. And you forgot to count.
You know what?
Okay.
I'm gonna remember to count for the next Masks game. I promise you that.
Okay.
Della.
Oh, hi. I'm Della. I have been Rachel, and mostly Siobhan this evening. And fuck. Oh, Monday. Yeah, you can find me back here on Monday night, where I will be running Thy Kingdom Come Season 2. The gloves are coming off. Y'all, this is going to be a really good season. And yeah, it's gonna get unhinged. And if you were keeping up with us before and saw the cult initiation ritual, you will know that the amount of unhinged it can get is high. There, no hinges. We don't believe in them. You can also find me here every Thursday at Redacted and also at Never Ember's Enigma, where I'm playing B, a completely normal gnomish wizard with nothing, everything's fine. And I am still being the pale blossoms the pale flowers that blossom on battlefields, whose name was too complicated when I made it, and I think that's all I'm doing right now.
I had to think about it, but I think it is.
I think it is, because I'm not doing the other Academy H thing anymore. So
Yeah, you're doing a lot, Della.
I'm doing more right now than I usually do.
And speaking of someone who has admitted to doing a lot, and we should also probably be counting for them, just as we do for me and as we will start doing for Q. Cass.
I've got 6 more games left in March to make it an even 25. 3 of them, the other ones are home games. It's fine. Actually, no, one of them is canceled. Ha! 5. 24 games. I'm fine. Whole week in there I had off. Anyway, yes, hi. I have been Kath, also known as Yoda or Yoda Almighty. I just went and hunted down the patent for a tape recorder pin because I was like, wait a second, when were those invented? They were patented in 1991. Yeah, that seems very wrong. I'm going to be Googling this for the next 2 days till I find a more complete answer.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure I saw that on like Old Man from U.N.C.L.E. episodes, which were made in the 60s and 70s, but anyway, unimportant. You will next see me on your screens on Tuesday over on Lost Caravan, finishing out our 2-shot of Symbarum, where I am playing my disgraced former Queen's Guard who's getting back to his queen.
1903, Florentine A. Jones was granted the patent for a recording pen.
Why can I not find, it would only bring up the 19... Anyway, yeah. I'm real mad at my Google skills. And then I will be back on Lost Caravan for a double feature of Lancer and Pathfinder on Friday and Saturday. All 3 of these games are GM'd by Hoop, who's going to murder me. It's going to be great. I'm going to have a fun time. I dare Hoop to murder me every time. He succeeded 3 times. And then
a good ratio.
3 times out of like 14 or 15 now. I'm doing good. I'm doing fine.
He's killed me more than you.
He has killed you more than me. And then I will have a break, guys. I know what those are. And by that, I mean a single day on April 1st. Not a joke. I'm going to be over on Queensgate Chronicles playing my buddy Sin's game that they wrote. And then I have several days of break and over on Singularity for my Call of Cthulhu campaign, Speakeasy Conspiracy. Baby girl's still a stepmom to a snake god. It's fine. It's fine.
We love that.
I may have art coming soon for that.
That's
I'll show you guys the
awesome.
draft in chat. I'm freaking out about it. So, all right, that's me. JD, don't forget to talk about yourself. Do it. Do it.
It is so late. I will go quickly because I want us to be able to get some sleep. And people have plugged pretty much everything that I am in. The next time I will be on your screens. First of all, you can find me on socials at JD Not Jason Dean everywhere. That is the best way to find out where I will be on any given night. I will be with Exquisite Corpse Presents for our usually non-magical D&D campaign, Sister Cities.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Thank you, Entropy Emporium.
Yeah.
We appreciate the raid. We were actually about to raid you because we are finally we are wrapping up our outros,
You know,
and
reverse us, damn.
that is incredible. We love to have you drop in.
That's amazing.
But yes, I will be with Exquisite Corpse Presents Saturday. I will be sort of off Sunday, but I'm not on stream, so don't worry about it. I'll be back here on Monday for Thy Kingdom Come, where I am playing my sad saint. I'm sure nothing bad will happen to him. I'm sure it will not be traumatizing. Class reunion on Tuesday. Nova with Lost Caravan on Wednesday. Started season 2 up 2 weeks ago, so that is incredible. Never Ember's Enigma, you can find me in that too. Our heist game, which I have made into a dating sim, and then I will also be back for Academy H. Those are the main things I'm doing, and then I'm running the Masks game, They Call Us Villains, over on Entropy Emporium. And I have a couple of things in the works that I can't yet talk about, so keep an eye on the socials, and those will drop soon enough. But I think with that, with tremendous love to our raiders, hi raiders, just so you know, we have a Discord. If you are not already in it, that would be an amazing place for you to join. We do and say a lot of unhinged things, and we have different emotes, including Pride, Knives, Teeth, and Bones. So how can you say no to that? That is incredible. You can also join and find us on those various socials. And yes, we will next be back on Sunday for Veil Breakers, and then we are going into a packed week. Realized I didn't promote a season of Secrets and Shadows. That's also coming back next week.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of things are happening. We are going from like 2 games a week to like 6 or 7 games a week. April's going to be a good time. So keep an eye on the schedule. Follow the socials where different games will be announced. And you will next find us streaming on Sunday. But it is late. I want to allow everyone, myself included, to get to sleep. We will raid Lost Caravan since they came up several times in our outros. And so with that, say goodnight, cast.
Good
Night,
night,
Cass.
Good night.
Good night.